What's happening? Big Shay reporting for duty. Welcoming you back to another episode of the Yellow Cafe Podcast. And what we want to speak on this morning is a topic that I have shared my thoughts, opinions, and revelations on this topic to multiple individuals over the years. Like many people have been offended. I know many people have taken offense. And it hasn't been intentional, but when you talk about people's music and people that people love, people that people are fans of, you really begin to see like who knows God and who does not know God. And you can tell that based on the affiliations and the relationships that different people have. You know, if I'm your friend, I'm not going to associate myself with someone who I know goes out of the way to destroy you. I'm not going to be kikiing and laughing in their face and hanging with them and making money with them and making memories with them and taking pictures with them. And the whole time I know that they are hell-bent on destroying your life. What kind of friend would I be? But yet, some of us do this to God every single day of our lives. Every single day of our lives, some of us do the same exact thing that Lucifer did to get kicked out of heaven, and we don't think twice about it because we don't think that it's the same thing. We're like, no, there's no way I did the same thing that Lucifer did. But we do exactly what Lucifer did, which is taking the gifts that God gave us to worship him, forget that he's the one who gave us these gifts, and then go on to try to obtain success or fame with those same said gifts. We do this every single day of our lives. Somebody may say, oh, well, I don't do that. Okay, well, I'll tell you right now. If you're a handsome man, a tall man, a strong man, and you have all kind of women running to you left and right, and you have been abusing those women, sleeping with those women, not marrying any one of those women, just dogging these women out. Guess what? You did the same exact thing Lucifer did. You took the physique, the looks, the healthy body that God blessed you with, and you used it for evil. Rather than worshiping the Creator, you worship the created thing. So how crazy is that? Rather than so many of us worshiping the Creator, God our Creator, we will worship the created thing instead. And that's how demons, former angels, got kicked out of heaven as well, for falling for what Lucifer was selling. They looked at Lucifer and said, man, he is kind of something. He is great. I like him more than God. I'd rather follow him. I'd rather serve him. I like him more than God. That's the same things so many of us do every single day, because we see an artist that we like, and if we like the music, that's what we're going to be involved with. If we like the entertainment, that's what we're going to be involved with. But we are going to tie ourselves to these things rather than the word of God, and then make excuses as to why these things are okay. Now, I'm going to get straight into it. When it comes to Beyonce, I don't want to talk crazy about her as a sister, because at the end of the day, there still is a woman whose soul is at stake here, whose soul is on the line. We could sit here and bash her all we want and this and that, but she still has a soul that needs to be saved as well. But you have more Christian people that will support her sin rather than praying for her to reach righteousness. And see, that's what so many Christian folks do. You like so many actors that curse in their movies. You like so many actors that do sex scenes in their movies. You like so many artists that commit all different types of sin, that you can sit back and watch and just say, oh, well, you know, this isn't that bad. I'm not the one who's doing it. I'm not sinning. But you are so selfish for entertainment that you will sit there and watch your brothers and sisters put their souls on the line so you can be entertained. Yeah, you might walk away from that movie and say, well, I'm not the one on sex having screen. I'm going back. I'm not the one on screen, you know, having sex. you know what I'm saying, on the big screen or on TV. So after I watch this movie, I'm going to turn it off, read my Bible, and lay back in bed with my husband or with my wife. Yeah, but that person who did that sex scene, what kind of life did you leave them to go back home to? What kind of life are you making them live to have to always be thinking about, what do I need to do next to entertain these people? What do I need to do next to bring shock value to these people? What do I need to do next that these people have never seen? You're the one inspiring these actors to go deeper and deeper into more and more sin, because you want to be entertained and then go back to your quote unquote Christian lifestyle. Do you know how selfish and evil that is? You're willing to let folks slide into sin and slide into hell so that you can be entertained and then go back to your life acting like a true professing Christian. See, there's layers and levels to every single thing. But when you're selfish and you only want entertainment, you only want satisfaction, you only want what you desire, you don't see a lot of these other layers and levels because you choose not to. How you gonna have care and concern for your brother and sister and you're having them put themselves in compromising positions at all times? Movie comes on that you don't even want your children watching, but you watching it. So what do you think that says for the actors that are taking part in that movie? They probably shouldn't be doing that movie. But yet we sit here and let singers sing to us about sex when they're not even married. And don't tell me about who's married now and who isn't, because when these folks weren't married, they were still singing about sex. And once a lot of these people get married, they still singing about unclean sex. Still singing about vanity. What are you doing listening to music being sung about sex? Some of these women listening to Beyonce, they way too old to act the way that they do. But yet they're still dealing with deficiencies from being a child. I hate to say it, but every woman who loves Beyonce is almost the same, bro. You can find the same characteristics in every woman who loves Beyonce because the same spirit is present. You're going to see a spirit of vanity. You're going to see a spirit of someone who really thinks highly of themselves. You're going to see a spirit of someone who wants to be an independent woman, a woman who can stand on her own, who can do for herself. You're going to see the same rhetoric every single time. Now, them folks can lie and say, no, that's not me, but yes, it is. Yes, that's what attracts you to it. See, everything is spiritual. You can't deny the spirits. You can't sit here and tell me to my face, oh, well, that works for everyone else except for me. That spirit doesn't affect me. That's a lie. And I know it affects you because I know her job is to affect you, whether she knows it or not. But see, one thing you got to understand is whenever you're dealing with artists, especially those artists that claim the church and always like to hold on to their history of the church or coming out of the church, I watch them very, very closely because something is taking place where they're trying to hide something. They're trying to hide behind the image of that church. I don't care where you came from. I'm looking at what you do now. So obviously that church isn't in you anymore, if it ever was. And I'm not talking about her personally, even though you could make many judgments on her and her family just based on their actions of claiming to be Christians. You could see some of the things her father has been involved with. I'm not saying it just to judge. I'm just saying it's clear as day. Like folks sit there and look at certain situations and try to make excuses for people when it's clear as day. Listen, this is not a Christian example. You're being fooled. So many of these parents will prostitute their daughters, prostitute their children to the record industry, to the entertainment industry in order to make money. I could never see myself bringing my children to these people who I know are involved in witchcraft, evil, and everything else and tell them, make my child a star. You are selling your child as a prostitute. How many stories do we hear of the things that take place to these young children once they get put into the hands of these entertainment moguls? And then the parents want to sit back and act like they don't know what's going on or they never knew, they never had a clue. Some of them may, some of them may not. But I guarantee you that some of them had some type of inkling that some evil could take place, but their desire to become rich was greater than their fear to protect their child. Let's get into this stuff. I'm running my mouth. We haven't even ran the clip yet.
Maybe one of the biggest rituals, that we'll have, besides going the other direction. I do that too.
Fame also brings...
Now, why Erykah Badu sounds like Lil Durk talking right now, I have no idea. But there's a masculine spirit that you can say what you want. This is another lady. What I don't want to just talk about this sister, but this sister has a lot of witchcraft all around her. Every man I've ever seen her come into contact with has been changed. It's different. And everyone tries to act as if it's like some type of good thing. They always talk as if it's some spiritual experience. It's spiritual, all right. I guarantee you it's spiritual. I don't doubt that at all. But the Bible tells us to test the spirits. And I'm very weary of any woman bringing spirituality into the relationship. You have to be watchful of that. Because the devil is going to use 9 times out of 10, he's going to use women to come through with his witchcraft. Look at your palm readers. When's the last time you've seen a male palm reader? When's the last time you've seen a male psychic? I'm not saying that they don't exist, but usually when you see all of these different spiritual lanes and venues to take and these different routes of spirituality, you usually see it being spearheaded by a woman. Why? Because the devil knows he has a better chance of manipulating that woman the same way he did Eve in the Garden of Eden rather than he does a man. See, the Bible speaks about the woman being wanton. Wanton meaning what? Always wanting. That's why when Adam was in the Garden of Eden, and even though he had to work, even though he had to sweat, he was happy to be with his wife and to be with his God. That's all he needed. It was Eve that the Bible says sinned. The Bible clearly this isn't my opinion. The Bible clearly tells you Eve sinned, not Adam. It was Eve found in sin, not Adam. Why? Because it was Eve who was tricked and deceived by the devil to want more, to not be satisfied with what she has. That's why we see right now, I used to always preach this. You see the woman got the dress, now she needs the shoes. She got the shoes, now she needs the purse. She got the purse, now she needs the earring. It's never enough. What's happening? Big Shade reporting for Duden. Look, I just want to say I most definitely appreciate the views and any interactions. I've had a few people reaching out to me, sending direct messages and things like that. What I need for you to do is make sure you are subscribed. Like the video, leave a comment. No matter what it is, just leave a comment. If you want the word, the message to spread, to grow, if you want to contribute and be a part of the Yellow Cafe community, just do that for me so that we could get this message spread out. Make sure you like. It takes no time. It costs you nothing. Subscribe. It costs you nothing. It takes you no time. Leave a comment for me. You understand? That's all you have to do. If you're rocking with us, you can go find the plate emoji. If you're in the Yellow Cafe podcast and you came here to eat, drop a plate emoji, drop whatever. But just show some interaction so we could grow. Appreciate you. One. And that's okay sometimes to be in a woman's nature, because that's just their nature. But sometimes those things go too far. That's why we see a lot of our young women nowadays scamming. You know, you got a lot of dudes scamming too, but I see more women involved in theft and scamming than men. I see them left and right. I watch police videos all day long a lot of times about, just police, not police chases, but like arrest videos and just different situations and scenarios. And bro, there are more women getting hacked up for all kind of theft and fraud than, it's like 10 times more women than men. I'm not saying men don't do it. Men most definitely do it. But that woman's desire to have some designer things, to have some materialistic things, is sometimes greater than that of a man's. That's in their nature. That's why sometimes you'll see a good woman with a good job robbing, scamming, doing stupid stuff. You'd be like, ma'am, you're a nurse. Like, why are you still robbing? Now, that's not to say that there are not rich men who still do it, but I see 10 times more women doing these things. Because women have way more, accessories to have than men. So they're always looking for the next thing, the shoes, the purse, the bracelet, the chain, the earrings, the necklace, the this, the that. Got to get their hair. Man, the amount that this fake hair costs and to get their hair done, it's outrageous. I don't see how some of y'all do it. I'm telling you, some of y'all I be seeing, y'all stay well put together, and I know your background. I know you involved in crime. I'm just sorry. I know where you work. I know you're not making that kind of money. And I don't know how you keep those hairstyles in your head, sister. I pray you're doing right. But all signs lead me to believe otherwise. But listen, I'm not picking on y'all. I'm just saying, it is what it is. This is a weakness of women. That's why they are approached by the devil more quickly than a man would be. You feel me? But Erykah Badu, she's going to be talking about Beyonce's witchcraft, but I do not want to discount in any way, shape, or form Erykah Badu's witchcraft. Because Erykah Badu and some of her greatest songs are some of the most satanic witchcraft 5% message type songs in the world. And you never knew it. What she said in that other song, I went down in the water with 3 quarters and a dime. Something she said, I went down in the water with 2 quarters and a dime. Something she said in that song, but whatever it was, the change, the amount of change, it added up to like 5% nation. Or something, I forget what it was, but something about the number. It was all signs, like it all meant something. Like these people be singing and rapping, y'all think they just saying words. These people are telling you about their belief systems. And we know for sure Erykah Badu is in that 5% category. But let's continue.
Bizarre allegations, like the lady who went to court accusing Beyoncé of practicing extreme witchcraft.
Guys, hold your beer. We have some news that will send you straight to a shocking state. So, your favorite singer, Beyoncé, is allegedly using witchcraft to maintain her superstardom. And fellow soul singer Erykah Badu...
Now look at her. Let me tell you something right now. I should. Boy, let me see something. Look at this picture. I want y'all to look at this picture. Let me find something right quick. Now I want you to take a look at this picture. This right here is Aleister Crowley, the man who was so evil that his own mother called him the Beast. That book you see in front of him, I believe, is the book that he wrote that shows you how to cast all kind of spells, that shows you how to get all kind of spiritual power, dark magic, and all type of things. Look at how she took the picture almost in the same pose with a little funny hat on, just the same as this man. Take a look now. Take a look now. And you think this is coincidental, right? Bro, these people, I have seen people take sayings, quotes, and different skills from this magical book and use it in the music. One big thing that Aleister Crowley was real big on was sending out messages in reverse. A lot of witchcraft is messages in reverse. And so you hear all of these songs where the words are in reverse, or where people are doing different little effects and doing different things with different messages and secret messages in a song that you don't know about unless you play the record in reverse. All that comes directly from Aleister Crowley. Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. Michael Jackson did more stuff from this Aleister Crowley book than a lot of artists. You know who else looked up to this man? The Beatles. And you know Michael Jackson's connection to the Beatles is very deep. But Aleister Crowley's face is even on the album cover of Michael Jackson, and it's on the album cover of the Beatles album cover. I would take the time to show y'all that too right now, but I'm not trying to get off track. But what I'm saying is, these are real witches and demons that you have people in the entertainment industry that you all listen to, that I used to listen to. If these people are involved in the witchcraft and then making songs, and you are listening to these songs, you are listening to witchcraft, whether you like it or not, whether you admit it or not, whether you realize it or not. And see, most people don't realize it because they're not Christians anyway. So they don't understand the difference between Christianity and witchcraft. So they're not Christians. They may say that they love God. They may believe that they live good, clean lives and that they're on their way to heaven, but yet they don't read their Bibles daily. So they don't even know what evil is if it walks up to them and slaps them in the face. But I'm going to show you the evil that you're playing with, that I be trying to tell folks about. And bro, people listen to these songs and then wonder why they're in bondage to a relationship with someone that they have no business being with. Wonder why they always running back to their ex. Wonder why they always sleeping around on their spouse. But yet you're listening to demons. You are being prophesied to and ministered to by demons. Why would I let someone who I know prays to demons sing and minister to me through music? The one and only thing on earth that can teach you things without your permission. Why would I listen to their music that has thousands of subconscious messages in it that your spirit knows what's going on, but you don't know what's going on? See, whether you know it or not, your spirit catches all subconscious things. You're sitting there not understanding what's going on, but your spirit is catching all the clues. Wondering why you have anger issues, wondering why you have lust issues, wondering why some of your children may be acting a certain type of way, but yet you have real life demons being played into the hearts, the minds, and the spirits of you and your children, and you wondering why it just feels like God is not in his house, just feels like something is missing. But yet you literally might as well be walking into the church of Satan, sitting down and having a message preached to you. And you may think, oh, that's a little too much. That's a little too deep. You say that, but yet the principles of Luciferian teaching and Illuminati teaching are all through these people's music, and you don't even know it. You don't even realize and don't even care. Because some of y'all making money, living good lives, so you think you're blessed. Not understanding that these witches who are talking to you are prosperous too.
Badu appears to have confirmed just that.
Son, I'm sorry. I'm not taking any spiritual advice from a woman who looks like this. I'm not laying in no bed with a woman who looks like this. I'm sorry to say it. I'm not just, I'm scared of this woman, son. I would be scared to lay down with a woman like this, son. I wouldn't know what. Now I think I would just wake up, just tied up, hanging upside down in a bat cave. Like, it's just scary. Like, why? You already have to have a cloud of darkness over you to go lay down in the bed with this woman and feel safe about it. You already have to be blinded. Because the Spirit of God is not going to let me. See, the Spirit of God ain't going to let you go sleep with a woman anyway, period. But then even if you was to go to choose a mate, man, the Spirit of God is definitely not going to point you in this direction, son. She looks like she just got finished casting a spell. I don't want to, I'm sorry. I hate to say that. Yes, this woman still needs prayer. We still need to be going to bat for her in the spiritual realm. But hey, if you're going to be willfully doing some things, then there's only so much we can do for you before we have to speak against you as the enemy. I can't just sit here and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, and just not say anything about the real, true life satanic evil that you're doing. I do love you, but we got to save the other people who are still on the fence.
Badu is not the first person linking Queen.
Now she got the hat, the kettle. Son, every picture I see of this woman, son, she looks demonic, son. There's not been one time in life I have ever seen this woman where she has not looked like she didn't just finish casting a spell or is about to as soon as she gets done doing whatever she's doing. Look at this, son. It's all in the eyes. Son, like, look in the eyes, son. The eyes never lie, Chico. Like, look at this, bro. And women with the piercings in their cheeks, I stay clear of them. I stay clear, bro. Any other women who look like they got shot in the face with the BB gun, I stay clear of them, son. There's something about all of these things that is just, there's certain signs of rebellion to where you don't even have to talk to people sometimes. And yes, I know you might consider that judging, but judging and stereotypes are only what they are because they've been true for so long. I know when I see someone with tattoos, they had a stage of rebellion. You can see me with my tattoos. Even if I may not be operating in that spirit of rebellion now, you can tell I went through a stage of rebellion. I went through a stage being lost from God, trying to make and create my own identity, and did those things that I thought were cool to me. I had earrings in both ears as a young child, having worn an earring since I was about 14, 15 years old. But you can see the holes in my ear. Still, I want to say you can still see the holes in my ear. That's a sign of my rebellion as a young man wanting an earring. Earrings aren't for boys. These are clear signs of rebellion that are clear as day. I tell young men all the time when they tell me about a certain woman that they dealing with or like or want to deal with, what kind of music does she listen to? Oh, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj. That's my top two. Top two right there. When you name those, you out of here. And some people may say, well, what's wrong with listening to Beyonce? You know, I know people that I love dearly that listen to Beyonce. And to the naked eye, they live good, clean lives. To the naked eye. But in the spiritual world, I know that that woman who loves Beyonce can't raise my children and love God. I know she can't. She can't do it. She can't help me raise children that live in fear of the true and living God, that respect their creator, that respect their maker, that stay clear of vanity. It's not possible. It's not in her. Because you're already giving over to a demonic force. You're literally giving over your will to a woman who wears a Baphomet ring. A false god on her hand. She wears that. And with the wave of her hand, just moves all of you like witchcraft. With her songs. I see the people who love Beyonce. Not only do they attempt to look like Beyonce, they do the same with their children. And you can see all that's taught is vanity. Looking pretty, looking good, slaying. And that's all they want to do is slay. They just want to slay. Anyone who is attracted to Beyonce, you see the same characteristics in them. You're going to see a woman who puts more value into her outer looks than what she does into her spiritual life. It's a guarantee. You can come at me with all the nonsense you want. I guarantee that the women who listen to Beyonce spend more time in the mirror and the hairdresser than they do on their knees praying to God and reading their word. It's facts. You can say what you want. Oh, well, you don't know me. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Because they preach two different messages. See, whereas Beyonce is telling you to slay and to look so good that other people's man wants you, and that you can have any man you want, and you can just have all kind of crazy sex in any kind of way. See, the Bible is going to tell you the exact opposite. The Bible is going to teach you young women not to be so worried about how you look. To dress modestly, not to always be showing leg, not to always be showing thighs, not to always be showing breast, not to have your face caked up with makeup. The Bible's going to tell you the exact opposite. So if somebody tells you that they partake in both, they're lying. The Bible tells you you can't serve two masters. And I'm not saying it's just trying to crap on people, just trying to talk about people. Because like I'd say, I know people for a fact that I love, that even if they heard this message, I would feel, and I shouldn't because I'm preaching the word of God, but I love them so much, I don't want them thinking that I'm just picking on them.